All right, ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing this morning? Today is Sunday, October the what, 9th, 8th, 7th, 8th? All right, and we're about to work on my brakes and figure out what this squeaking and grinding is all about. Now, I wanted to share some informational content with you. Education, okay. First of all, there I was over in the garage getting ready to put my car up on the lift, and Dad says, we don't need to put your car up on the lift, you just need to take one wheel off, don't you? I said, you're right, what the hell, I get way off fucking line there, thanks for keeping me in track. So I'm out here with it, okay, I got my car jacked up, I only need to get the one wheel off. Now I want to share with you. You see how I got the car jacked up? You see that thing right there? That's called a jack stand. You raise your car up in the air, and you're going to crawl underneath of it. You put jack stands underneath of it, okay? You don't want a car to come down on you when the jack fails and all of a sudden the seal blows out and the car comes down and smashes you into the ground. Trust me on that one. Okie dokie. Now, I come over here, I take the wheel off, I'm looking at this, now I want to take my caliper off. This is the brake caliper, this is the brake rotor. The axle shaft comes through here from the differential over there. Now, as I knew it, you just gotta take these two fucking bolts out, and that caliper should have just fucking flopped and flipped right off of there. I couldn't get it to come off of there. I went and asked my dad a question. Hey, come over here and take a look, make sure I'm doing things right, because that's how he does things, right. He says, nah, that's not just gonna flop and flip off of there. You gotta, I'll be right back. Now, here he comes. He's got, he does things right. He's gonna put some light on the situation so he's not working in the dark. I still haven't trimmed my beard. My brother offered me to use his trimmers, and I will this morning before I take a shower, but I wanted to get myself, all dirty and greasy and then take a shower, not the opposite. It's like wiping your ass and then taking a shit. You know what I mean? You don't do it that way. You get dirty and then you clean up. Okay? So now my dad is going to, in about 8 seconds, have that caliper right off there. We're going to figure out why in the hell I've been having all these issues with noises, penetrating my eardrums as I'm driving down the road for no reason whatsoever. Probably end up having to take that rotor off and check the backside because I think my brake pads have, cracked and fallen apart. Little chunks of brake pad are getting into this gap between my rotor and my backing plate here, and probably ground a big giant groove into my rotor. Now that's not a good situation. Oh yeah, see, he needs a wire to hang that up with. Now I wouldn't have done that. I'd just fucking let it hang there off the brake line, and then probably would have ripped the brake line and caused a big bunch of damage and probably stripped something out, and then I'd have had a more expensive job on my hands. But my dad, being the professional that he is, he's gonna hang it from a piece of wire for safety, kind of like that jack stand for safety. That's how you do things right, and that's why you do things with professionals that have done it a million times so that you make sure you're not doing it wrong and you're doing it right, especially when it comes to a brake system. Because if your brakes fail while you're driving down the road, you got major problems. You want to be Fred Flintstone, put your foot out the door and try and fucking stop your fucking 3,000-pound car down the highway at 70 miles an hour? Well, guess what? It ain't gonna work. Your shoe's gonna get ground off and so is your foot. So make sure your brakes are done and done right by professionals. And if you can't get your brakes working right, don't put it in gear and go forward or backwards. Either way could be a disaster. Not nearly as much of a disaster as having a brake failure on one of them semi-truck trailer rigs that weigh 120,000 pounds. I mean, that's 60,000 tons of pure nightmarish hell if something goes wrong in one of those things. I don't know if I want to drive one of those things, to be honest with you. I'm a little scared after I thought about it for a little bit. Okay. There's something weird about this, isn't there?
Yeah. You either have to pry up or pry down. I don't remember which.
Yeah, I've only had these off once. I don't remember what the hell I was doing.
Oh, not that way.
Oh, wait. There's a clip. Take this clip out. This clip comes out of here, and then the fucking brake shoes will fly right out of there. The brake shoes should... Oh. What the hell? Why can't I remember how the hell that's done? Yeah, I think the caliper stays in there and the brake shoe just, it's ripped on there. How come that one's flying out of there? Alright, I'm not going to sit here and fucking show you all of this dilly-dally, and we're going to get it done, and then I'll show you the results. Okay, bye-bye.